Hello, I'm Stephen Stubbs, and this is Henry Lebedinsky. We're the co-artistic directors of Pacific MusicWorks, and we'd like to welcome you to our new season this year. And we're going to talk about the first concert of that season, which is devoted to the music of Isabella Leonarda. So, Henry, you and I have talked a lot about the important female composers of the 17th century. There were a lot of fantastic contributions. In fact, we made a concert last year about that called Leading Ladies. And I was always aware of and interested in the music of Francesca Caccini and Barbara Strozzi because they were the two really strong secular composers of the century. But you have introduced me to Isabella Leonarda, who was in the religious realm. So tell me about that.
Well, the religious realm was really interesting at the time because in the Italian convents were really the only place where women could get a musical education. The church and the patriarchy really held them back from performing in many ways, and so Caccini and Strozzi were really the exception. But behind convent walls there was this flourishing counterculture of women making music, of studying the organ and strings and singing. And Leonarda holds two really interesting superlatives in this community. Number one, she lived to be 84. She published some of her best work when she was 80. And she had a 60-year publishing career, which is really unheard of in either men or women from the 17th or the 21st century. So it's the length of time, the way she interacted with the changing styles of the times, and also just the sheer volume. She published 250 plus works, almost all sacred, over that 60-year career. And she just blends this amazing gift for melody with a deep-seated theology and faith, and all of the poetry she wrote was almost all original, except for the music for the Mass and such.
So the concert we're going to start the season with that you've conceived of and called Eternal Beloved features two vocal protagonists, Danielle Sampson and Reginald Mobley, and they are not just singers here, they're representing something. So can you explain that?
Right. Danielle is the allegorical representation of the human soul, and Jesus is sung by Reggie. And this is really a very multifaceted love story. The soul is constantly preoccupied with material goods and the goods of the world. And Jesus says that you really can't be in relationship with me if you're so glued to material things. And she says, yes, I want to love you, and help me. And they sing these wonderful duets, and yet she just can't seem to shake it. She keeps backsliding into her love for worldly things, and Jesus never gives up on her. And that's the story, is by the end that she's finally able to break free from these trappings of the world. And Leonarda sets it with such beauty and such care and attention to writing for the voice as well.
I'm really looking forward to this because it's exploring new music to me with two of our very favorite singers.